It's shocking when you have to listen to a 13-year-old Rohingya girl tell you that she was raped by more than 60 traffickers when she was held in a trafficking camp along Malaysia-Thailand border before she was sold off as a child bride to the Rohingya men in Malaysia. What is even more shocking is when you read the comments by the Malaysians. It's frightening because they say, put them on the boat. Take them out to sea, let them die there. Why should we care about them? Malaysia is for Malaysians first. Let's look at our poor people first. Now, I do understand where these comments are coming from. We can choose to do nothing about it and stay angry, or we can do something about it. So the Refugee Festival is one of our tiny efforts in making that inclusion possible. So my name is Mahi Ramakrishnan. I'm essentially an investigative filmmaker and a journalist. And while making films, I kind of got to know more about the issues surrounding the refugees, the refugee narrative. And a few years after doing films and reports on them, I started working around their needs, and that's how I started working more with the refugees. And now I also run an NGO called Beyond Borders out of Kuala Lumpur. While working with them, I realized that they have this immense talents. So we have got artists, graduates, journalism graduates, we have got educated people amongst the refugees, and we also have the non-educated people who are fantastic artists. So they can contribute effectively to the performing arts scene, the fine arts scene, to science and medicine, to development and research, to science and technology. It all depends on whether or not you are open to giving them those opportunities to contribute. The art and their ability was a common ground that can be used to connect them with the rest of the Malaysian society. So that's how the idea and the inspiration for the Refugee Festival came about. People fear what they do not know in its entirety. So that is why I believe that a refugee festival like this is important, because it allows for opportunities for the Malaysian society to meet with the refugees, to meet and greet, to get to know them better, and to understand that they are actually people just like you and me with the same hopes, dreams and aspirations. I learn a lot about courage and determination, about staying focused, about not letting anything bring you down to a point that you crush and you never get up again. So it's amazing, just looking at the way they can regroup and come here and sing and dance and perform and express themselves through the arts, despite the persecution and the trauma and the torture and the abuse. That's phenomenal. 12 years ago, I let go of a job which gives me a paycheck at the end of the month to do this. And I've had to face the consequences of that decision, because both my kids went to university, which means that I needed to have the money to kind of pay for their education and stuff like that. So was it easy? Definitely not. I'm a single mother, so it was incredibly difficult to put them through college and to put myself through this thing called life in a capitalist world the last 12 years, but it's been worth it. Most of the time when people talk about refugees, it's always people like me talking about refugees as if though we know, as if though we can say that we understand their experience, because we will never understand that experience because we didn't go through it. When I look at all these guys out there who are my kids' age, it's very difficult to see how immensely talented they are, and also it's very difficult to see the loss that they have suffered and not do anything about it. When we realize, when I am able to create that platform for them to voice what they have gone through and what they want, their dreams and their aspirations, that gives me a lot of satisfaction. When I see them jamming on the stage, when I see the poets reading out their poetry on the stage, I have tears in my eyes. I feel as if though, my children, my biological children have accomplished something. It's the same kind of joy I feel when my son came home and said, oh, okay, I've got a double deals list, you know, that kind of thing.